Also wenn die nicht ausgerüstet sind, dann sollten die zurückgehen. Fertig aus. Was soll denn das? Der hat schon recht.
Brother Virgil, what do you want? Can you explain to me what caused such a quarrel?
The reason for it is very simple. It is Eugenia's folly. This woman should never have been the supervisor of our team. The discoveries made in Eden were sufficient, but no. She didn't want to stop the research. She organized this expedition in a hurry, without taking elementary precautions, and now she's accepting as facts the delirious writings we discovered on these tablets, without doubting them for even 1 second.
What do you mean?
We found some new tablets, allegedly written by Saint Matthias, but their content is so absurd that they were obviously forged. I am certain that the natives must have found these stones before us and modified their content.
How would they have done that? The natives cannot write.
They must have been helped by an unscrupulous settler. How would I know?
Brother Fidelis told me that some of your colleagues went missing. Do you know anything about this?
They did not go missing. They were killed. It was the wild beasts, the diseases, and let's not forget the savages. We can feel their presence, roaming around the camp at night. I am certain that they are responsible for the death of our colleagues.
That's strange. There aren't many villages around here. We have been in this region before, and the only native we met was a little insane but would have been incapable of killing several priests.
Those savages may very well have been following us since our departure. We will not be safe on this island until it is entirely converted.
I see. So, you haven't tried to find your colleagues?
So we can die as well. I am not as crazy as Sister Eugenia.
I cannot take sides in your quarrel for now. And, in any case, it is not what matters the most. Even if you think they are dead, we have to try finding your colleagues.
Well, if you are prepared to take such a risk, I can only commend you for your bravery and wish you luck. But I would not get my hopes up. You should start by searching the excavation site. To get there, take the path south of here. But be careful. The creatures that roam the area are ruthless.
Ruthless. Ich will da hinten hin. Was ist denn das da? Ein Lagerbereich. Yay. Oh.
This man's skull is sunken, but he doesn't look like he was in a fight. Could he have fallen?
That is unlikely. Look, my child. The wound is located at the back of the skull. I regret to say that in my opinion he was struck from behind. With a mace, most likely.
This man's death was no accident, nor was it linked to any predator attack. It was caused by a violent strike to the back of the skull with a mace. And it didn't take place here. The marks surrounding the body show that it was moved, most likely to make it seem like he fell to his death. This man's skull is sunken, but he doesn't look like he was in a fight. Could he have fallen?
That is unlikely. Look, my child.
Leuchtet halt immer noch, das verwirrt mich.
I regret to say that in my opinion he was struck from behind. With a mace, most likely.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle. A bit of poison on my blade. Then let's go!
Hacko, Hacko. Tja, nachher ist der Wirbel selbst böse.
And let's go!
This poor soul was almost entirely devoured. He must have been killed by swamp animals. Even so, this wound looks different from the others. It looks like a knife wound.
Alas, anyone could have stabbed this priest. Both natives and priests carry knives.
The body of this man was devoured by beasts, but it happened after he had died. One of the wounds is clearly a knife wound. But alas, it's impossible to know who was wielding it.
Also Petrus ist quasi die Wissenschaft. Das ist natürlich nett von ihm.
Maybe enlightened protect me. A bit of poison on my blade. And let's go!
The cause of death is no mystery. This man was attacked by one of those large reptiles, a Llewellyn. And yet, these iridescent marks on his skin make me think that a stasis spell was cast on him first. He was intentionally immobilized so that he would fall prey to this animal. It seems obvious now that these disappearances were orchestrated.
All these disguised deaths, these abject crimes. The natives can be violent, but they are not deceitful. I'm afraid that Brother Virgil may have found a way to take control of the expedition. He should be judged for it.
Indeed. I think that we should go find this brother and ask for an explanation.
Ja, kein Wunder, dass er nicht wollte, dass sie gesucht werden. Oh Mann. Also immer, diese Methoden sind jedes Mal so drastisch. Psst. So, jetzt geht's eher hier.
Brother Virgil.
Your Excellency, weren't you supposed to be looking for our colleagues?
Indeed. I regret to say that they are indeed all dead.
I knew it. What a waste. Eugenia and her recklessness are to blame for this.
I'm afraid someone else is responsible for this. These deaths are not accidental, and yet they were disguised as such.
The savages. Their thirst for blood is unquenchable. I knew we should never have come without an escort.
Oh, Virgil, would you please stop taking us for fools? The natives had no hand in this.
Who else could it be?
Someone who desperately wanted this expedition to fail. Does that remind you of anyone?
Fine. You unmasked me. But know that my cause is righteous. The Ordo Luminis sent me to keep an eye on this expedition, to ensure that the discoveries we made would not jeopardize our nation or our presence on this island. But the inscriptions on the tablets are a heresy, a dangerous manipulation. Can you imagine what would happen if it was said that our founder listened to the teachings of the natives? But even then, foolish Eugenia accepted these discoveries as truth, without any hesitation, without realizing that our entire nation could suffer because of it. So yes, I wanted to scare her.
I understand that you might want to protect your nation, but to go as far as assassinating several of your colleagues?
Come now. What would you do if someone were threatening the congregation? You cannot make me believe that you would not be willing to kill. You may have already done so. But since you want to avoid using violence, help me convince Eugenia to go back to Eden. My colleagues and I know how to sort through these discoveries. And you will be rewarded, of course.
It is undeniable that these discoveries could cause a great upset in Taleme. But he has no right to decide what should be revealed or not. On this island, Cornelia should be the one to decide. Be careful with your accusations, though. Eugenia and her colleagues are on edge. We wouldn't want them to start killing each other.
Muss ich allen sagen.
It seems to me that all members of this expedition are concerned. They should decide on what to do next.
Aber Petrus nicht mit einverstanden. Scheiße.
Everybody listen. Alas, I must inform you that I have found the dead bodies of your missing colleagues.
How awful. What happened to them?
Someone wanted us to believe that they were killed by some swamp animals, but it was all staged. Your colleagues were murdered, and their bodies abandoned to the creatures.
What? But why do such a thing? And who murdered them?
Brother Virgil confessed to his crimes in front of me.
Monster! You will pay for these crimes. These people you killed were our brothers. Our friends.
You stupid goose. You really believe that I will let you pass judgment on me? You shouldn't have been so quick to accept these lies that could destroy our nation. And want to reveal them for all to hear. You are solely responsible for these deaths.
How dare you present yourself as the protector of our nation? Murderer!
May the enlightened protect me in this battle!
A bit of poison on my blade.
Then let's go!
Do you think you can face a woman of faith?
Ja, ich darf plündern. Oh, 2 Goldmünzen.
I'm sorry, sister. Brother Virgil fled during the battle.
The coward. And naturally his accomplices fled along with him. What a waste. So many people died.
Perhaps I shouldn't have revealed his crimes in front of everyone. But I thought it was the best way of ensuring he would be judged.
Considering how high tensions have been these last few days, a fight was inevitable, alas. But you did what you thought was fair. Here, take this. As a token of gratitude for shedding light on these dismal events. Alas, we will have to go back to Eden as well. There are too few of us to continue the research.
Were you hoping to discover more?
Of course. This place was but a single step in St. Matthias's journey. The last tablets speak of a journey northbound, further up in the swamp. But even if Virgil is no longer a threat, we are not sufficiently well equipped to go there.
We could go there for you if you wish. You just have to tell us where to look.
That would be marvelous. Of course, you would have to start from the excavation site where he wrote this. I think I noticed a path going north when I was there, actually. Look for any traces of life. Perhaps you will be lucky enough to find more of his writings. That would be fantastic.
Don't worry. I will conduct this research and come find you here if I uncover anything.
Ja, das lief nicht so wie gedacht. Ich hatte mir das anders vorgestellt. Mit allen dachte ich nicht, dass ich das hier sage, sondern später halt. Wo komme ich denn hier? Gott. War hier doch ein Durchgang? Hä? How can I go there? Da ging es auch nicht weiter. Wie soll ich da hinkommen? Aha.
A bit of poison on my blade. Then let's go!
Die wohl eingestellt hat.
We should rummage through this area. If someone lived here, it must have been in a drier place.
Ach man, ja, das ärgert mich, dass ich da nicht auf Petrus gehört habe, richtig. Oh.
May the enlightened help us.
Then let's go! Let's see if you can ward off this fate! Let's see if you can ward off this feint!
May the shadow engulf our enemies!
Das ist so schön.
Let's see if you can ward off this feint!
A cavern. Hermits often choose places like this when they want to live away from the world.
Ach.
Some people have lived, but we will have to look further if we want to find traces of the sins.
Protect me in this battle!
Bit of poison on my blade. Then let's go!
May the shadow engulf our enemies!
Da war noch einer. Aha.
These murals are magnificent. If St. Matthias did come here, this is where he must have settled.
Let's take a closer look at these paintings. We may learn something from them. This mural is very ancient. It depicts an old man dressed as a priest getting his face painted by a masked native. This mural depicts an old man praying in front of a face in the mountain. He's holding a rosary. Saint Matthias. Praying to Enon Miel Frictimen.
Ja, mit dem Eingeborenen
I don't
zusammen.
know these glyphs, but these spirals are native symbols. There are some words in our ancient language next to them. The light and the earth are the two faces of a same power. It's impossible to know if this is a translation or another sentence. But this is a message that would seriously displease the Inquisitors.
Tja, haben sie durch.
Engraved tablets. They resemble the ones we recovered in Eden. We should take them with us. The researchers would be delighted to study them. There are some native symbols here, and some letters I recognize, as if someone had tried to write in the native language using our alphabet. Men duis dat, enon mil frictimen. This is incredible. Saint Matthias would have known about the spirit of the island and would have prayed to him.
Krank. Einseit. So, das da?
It looks like a chaplet made of pewter. It's rather basic, but it was made a long time ago. and it undeniably comes from the continent.
This is incredible. Saint Matthias is often depicted or described as using a similar chaplet. Oh, I feel so lucky to be here, in this cavern where our founder lived. I don't know if you realize the importance of what we've just discovered. Saint Matthias, the founder of Ptolemy, finished his life worshipping the islanders' god. This is so incredible. Although it will cause a huge upset for our nation, our cult, and our relations with the natives.
I wonder what I should do with these relics. Eugenia probably didn't imagine that Saint Matthias lived his life in a way that's so different from what they advocate. As for Virgil, he wasn't wrong. Such a revelation will certainly cause a schism in Ptolemy.
I know how difficult keeping some secrets can be, and this one is huge. It could lead to peace with the natives, as much as it could lead to a civil war.
I already took sides in their quarrel. If I change my mind, I'm afraid that it might be seen as treason. I'll think about it on the way there. Let's go back to the researchers' camp.
Ja, für mich ist ganz klar, die eingeborenen Schütze sollen sich die Idioten doch da spalten und abschlachten, aber haben die Eingeborenen nichts mit zu tun. Wenn die so uneinsichtig sind, dann ja. Wenn sie das nicht mit Worten lösen können, dann ist mir auch egal. Das ist dummes. Ja, ich hätte vielleicht mit dem Lagerfeuer reisen können, aber egal. Oh Gott. Oh Gott. Müsste hier irgendwo rechts runter können, oder? Abkürzen. Oh.
So, did you find anything? Or do you need my help?
We discovered a cave that was inhabited a long time ago by a whole group of people, mostly natives, who had obviously created a sacred site, as the place was guarded by a creature.
And have you found traces of our holy founder? New relics? Perhaps some tablets?
There were also frescoes on the site, representing Saint Matthias.
Frescoes? Tell me more. This is fascinating.
He was shown having his face painted by a native. On the other, he prayed to a god of the mountain.
You can't be serious. You mean to say that our saint converted to the cult of the islanders?
That is what emerges from our findings, yes. Other objects that I was able to bring back also point in this direction. Look. There are inscriptions. These tablets and also this
Converted würde ich
chaplet.
nicht sagen, ergänzt, oder?
Chaplet. I cannot believe it. It is so... Excuse me. I cannot find the words to express how I feel. You must come with me. We must go and present all these discoveries to the Mother Cardinal. You realize our entire dogma will have to change. So far, anyone who wanted to question it would have burned their fingers. Literally, alas.
And you think that this time they'll listen?
We have solid proof. All this evidence. With your support, we will convince her to reveal the truth.
I see. I will do my best to help you.
It seems we are arriving right on time. You did well to warn us, Brother Virgil.
Virgil. How did you know?
I'm afraid that your Excellency's lies weren't very convincing.
We were informed of your discoveries and of the danger they represent. We demand that you hand them over to us immediately, so that they can be destroyed.
How can you even suggest the destruction of relics written by the hand of our founder?
Out of love for our dogma, for our faith, and for our nation.
But since you refuse to comply with our orders, you leave us no choice.
Death to the heretics!
Also, die sind so unlogisch.
Let's see if
Gut
you can
im
ward off
Kopf
this
sein.
fate.
Ich meine, das sind ihre Lehren. Wenn sie das nicht glauben, was glauben sie dann noch? Oh, da ist noch wer hier. What the fuck?
Woman of faith. I cannot believe that I just fought my own brothers in faith. The fact that the Inquisition is after us is very disturbing, Excellency.
We would do well to hasten to San Mateus. They will not dare to attack you there. Even if these men were the last forces that the Inquisition could send us.
You are right. All this proves is that I will not succeed without your help. There is a risk that the Mother Cardinal will also reject our discoveries.
Ah, fortunately, we have some leverage over this, dear Cornelia. And if you will allow me to attend the hearing, I would be delighted to support you.
Your help will be precious to us, Father. In any case, we must present our research to Mother Cardinal as soon as possible. I will study the tablets one last time to make sure I know all their content. And I will meet you at the palace in San Mateus to plead our case.
Understood. See you soon, Sister Eugenia. Be careful.
Können wir da nicht gemeinsam hin? Oh, du Luminous Gefängnis, das ist also interessant. Oh, der Fedder hatte nichts dabei. Oder nicht viel. Jo, hier ist das Camp. Direkt mal. Ups. Kuh. Kuh. 10 Stunden, das ist schon mal eine gute Zeit. So, wie sieht es hier aus? 3 nach 3. Was haben wir denn so? Haben wir irgendwas Krasses dabei? Nicht so aus. Ist da? Mich natürlich mit einem einzigartigen Gegenstand aus. Rückenkette. Ob ich jemals ein Rückenteil da finden werde? Oh, guck mal. Die haben schon eine Verstärkung. Okay, mal gucken, was ich da noch so dran tackern kann. Schlossknacken 1, Zaunerzeugung 3, 6. hilft es natürlich auch. Ja, mal 206. So. Die anderen machen wir das nächste Mal. Also, wir müssen hier noch wegreisen. Schubidubidu.